2 weeks ago, damn, 2 weeks ago, I went around on Discord and on Twitter. I put up a poll. I'm not asking which is better. I'm also not asking which one is your favorite. I'm just asking Shadow Duke or Gold Duke. This came to me in just this idea of wanting to figure out not which one is stronger and not which one people favor the most, but which one are people playing. Going into this, I thought that most people were putting Duke into gold builds. My thinking here was that Duke was originally just a gold paladin unit with Shadow's traits, meaning that in both cases, it would work in a gold paladin build. I was wrong. Shadows seem to be the peeps champ. Going into this, I had a lot of experience playing Shadow Paladin, and I had a little bit of experience playing golds. When the new set came out, and I did pull 2 dukes and I crafted a third, I decided to put him immediately into a gold build. I had just came off of playing with a Pelennor deck, and I thought the synergy between Pelennor and the grade 2 Voltamare would combo in just like such a crazy way that I thought that would just be the optimal way of playing Duke. Pelennor being able to be played aside Duke, I had originally thought would be a way for the deck to pressure the opponent, with his ability of being able to get additional crits. Spectral Duke Dragon's ability is Limit Break 4, and once per turn, at the end of the battle this unit attacked a Vanguard, Counterblast 2, and retire 2 rearguards, to stand it and draw a card. He then loses Twin Drive. He will still drive check once, but you will technically neg yourself 1 in card economy because you will draw 1 but lose 2 units. For the rest of the video, I will be referring to the units and resources that Duke uses as food, just because I think it's flavorful. Being in a gold build, Duke has an easier time getting food on the board. Then being able to get units onto the board means that we can hold on to pieces in our hand and give us flexibility there. But on the turns that we have to call something onto the board and it not being the card that we need in that moment does hurt us in the end. So playing units like Vivian and Lop Ear Shooter to get units onto the board will give us plussing and use less of our resources, so the deck is able to plus with a cheaper cost. Golds also have access to our self-damagers. This means we will be able to get to our limit break faster. The greatest advantage of playing Duke as your Vanguard is that he's able to restand no matter if he hits or doesn't. This naturally makes us want to play crits in a Duke deck, because the crits will stay with him as he restands. This does, however, mean we now lose defensive capabilities that draw triggers give us on our opponent's turn. So after the results of the Twitter poll, I then decided I would build a Duke Shadow build. I would then play around with it a little bit and then just make a normal video on what I found. This happened to fall on one of the weekend tournaments. I decided to enter with this Shadow build that I had no experience playing and went undefeated. I then played a couple games in rank. I then ended up going 8 games undefeated there as well. The main difference of playing the Shadow build versus the Gold build is being able to plus in hand using the main. This gives us flexibility in our plays and what units we are going to give to Duke as food. This deck basically becomes a Shadow good stuff build. We go from the Blaster ride chain to the Duke ride chain. I decided I would wait to make this video until I lost with the deck. Here I am, over 20 games won in a row and 2 tournaments won with this deck, one of which is the championship tournament, which happened last weekend. Don't get me wrong, a few games have definitely been won with a well-timed heal, a well-timed crit, but hey man, dude, imagination, you know? That's what giving like love to a unit gives you. Like I would just put so much thought and like imagination into like Duke restanding, like after getting just socked in the face by the opponent, or just giving like a good swing and getting that crit. After the tournament, I decided that Maka needs to go. Her CB2 really does turn off Duke in a lot of turns. We typically don't run into problems of getting Duke his food when it comes to the board in this deck, which I had originally thought would be a problem, but the 4 copies of Dark Mage just like take all of that away, because he and then the card he calls can both be food for him. Little tip, if you're playing against a control deck like Kagero or Narukami, if you're not making big brain plays, they will get rid of all of your food and you will not be able to use it. You just got to let them kill your shit and hope you hold enough in your hand to regroup. Now, in the end, I now agree that I think Shadows seem to be the better build. Both builds plus on the board, so that Duke will always have food. Golds obviously has an easier time plussing on the board, and they don't use as much resources in the hand, and the self damages are nice for the aggro plays. But Shadows being able to plus in the hand make up for all that difference. Just with that little bit of flexibility, it just makes us have a lot of an easier time making plays and decisions, knowing that we're not having to top deck what we're going to be calling. Whoever at Game Studio or Bushiroad that giving players the option of where they want to put Duke, I think is such a great idea. It gives deck building a whole new line that people never really got to play in the TCG. This opens up doors for creativity, new metas. I really hope they continue to expand upon this in some way. Dude, what if they do this in like the actual TCG? Oh, obviously, I know they do that with some of like Garmore's cards and stuff, but like, wow. Please know that this is not me hating on Gold Duke. I absolutely think that Gold Duke is a playable deck. I think Shadows just has that slight edge over it, but that doesn't mean you should not give Gold Duke a try. They are both very fun builds and both can get some really fun wins.